And next we'll move to the back arm, which again, is really in control of the throwing action and really controls where the barrel is going. And again, included in the back arm, is that backhand. Um, as we look at Nick, we kind of look at this shot from behind. Um, we see Drew has a little bit more active lifting of the elbow as we get going. So ideally, I'd like to see a little more activity at the really it's at the shoulder joint as the humerus lifts and turns inward, internally rotates. I'd like to see a little bit more lifting of that bone and turning inward. From a thought process, you think maybe more about the elbow lifting and turning in there. But you can see a little bit of difference there in the loading pattern there that we might be able to have a little bit of improvement on with Nick. And again, what we want to have there is good rhythm. As you look at all three hitters here have good rhythm in their hands. There's good rhythm with the loading pattern. We want to see good rhythm there, but we really want to see that elbow lift and then slide in with minimal movement, at the hand, minimal change at where the hand is. If we look at here at Adrian compared to Nick, you can see where Adrian's hand is, as he begins to load. It's right there, just back of the shoulder as the elbow lifts and slots in. And the hand is still basically even with the shoulder, slightly back, but the palm is here. Nick's hands tend to, as he gets here, I'd prefer to see the hand stay right there. If you look at Adrian, see how his hand stays there as the elbow works in, where Nick's hands work higher and the palm gets a little flatter, and that's evident in that. As you see the bat kind of work behind his head here and begin to flatten a little. You also can see it here, there. And we've gotten a lot better with Nick with this. It used to be much flatter, and we've really gotten to where we've got a better angle there. But again, I think if he'll focus more on moving at the shoulder joint, in other words, moving the elbow without moving the hands, not letting the hands travel, and we've done better with that. The hands used to travel much more. We would wind up more in these positions as opposed to here. So that, we don't really want to see those hands, work up too high. Now at the same time, Nick's got a great swing. It's an outstanding move at it, and he's got great fluidity and rhythm. We don't want to lose that. We want to stay loose and relaxed. We don't want to feel stiff. But you can see Adrian has good fluidity and rhythm too, but the hand doesn't travel near as much. I mean, if you can, focus here on Nick's hands here and focus on Adrian's and just compare, where the hands are going. And you can see that Nick's hands are going to move up and lay over there, whereas Adrian's are staying at the same height, basically in the same position as his body kind of shifts away from him a little bit. But we get still a little too much activity out of those hands. Okay, we're still able to create a high level swing through this, but I think probably continue to work on calming the traveling of the hands with Nick. So again, basically, we want to see Nick be able to load that back arm, lifting the bone and turning it in, and then sliding it to the ball as the bone turns outward to the ball, with that hand still, at shoulder height, and really feel like we fire that top hand from in front of the shoulder. This part right here, with that hand, and that's something that Nick is kind of always done, and he's always had good rhythm. There's good loading action. He creates good barrel lag, as he loads, keeps the barrel back as the last part. But this is an area of improvement that we can continue to work toward. Just kind of work on it in the drills in the game. Maybe not think about it quite so much, but that is an area of improvement. Trying to get rid of that little action there as we go to the ball. Okay, the third and final area of the front side, which again you can really take from the eyes forward, and I really kind of include the head in this in this part of the analysis, and you divide the body in half here, and you're really looking at that left side. And again, through the first two phases, you know, during the load and attack or the press from the back leg, we really want to see that front side stay nice and square. We don't want a whole lot of activity out of that front side. You know, a little bit there from Nick. You know, and again, we have a little bit of leg lift there, but for the most part, I think that's pretty good. I do see a little bit, if you see here, how when he lands the heel, there's still a little bit of air, you know, underneath the heel, like right there, as that heel starts to kind of fold over a little bit. You can see it here a little bit. So we just want to be sure that as that back leg presses sideways, you know, the whole foot comes down almost simultaneously. I mean, it's toe heel, but we really want that heel to get down right after the toe and be nice and firm with that foot. You know, there's a little bit of slippage there, you know, and I saw that on a few of the swings with that front foot. You know, we really want that foot stable right there. We're seeing Nick as he lands, you know, we're still very square, a little bit of flaring there, a little bit more than what we see here with Adrian, but that's not too bad. I think we could probably still square this up a shade and firm this front side up a little bit there. You know, front shoulder still square, and I don't see any intent to get to the ball by flying open. You know, he's driving into that solid front side and then staying leveraged behind it. You know, we get a little bit more rotation of the shoulders than what we see from Gonzalez here. You know, he's a little bit more open. Gonzalez's chest a little more on the ball. So we want to go back to our no shoulder stuff, the crisscross drills, and be able to fire that hand and really restrict the shoulder rotation. We want to feel like those shoulders slow down maybe a little sooner, Nick, than they're slowing down. You know, let the shoulders decelerate, and then feel the hands, you know, throw a little deeper. You know, you see your hands get a little bit farther away from you there. You know, so, you know, at about, you know, on this particular ball here, we'd like to see the shoulders stop rotating here and the hands, you know, fire. You can see Adrian's, you know, there's a little less shoulder turn to where, you know, we're decelerating a little late with the shoulders, you know. So just work on being able to fire that top hand with a little less shoulder turn, Nick. That's basically what we're talking about there. Okay. Next, we'll go to looking at the head action, and you can see how much tilting you're doing with the head there. There's a little bit of room for some movement. Some guys, you know, some of your best hitters didn't turn the head at all. Some guys create a little bit of tilt. Adrian has a little bit there, but we've got this is too much, Nick. Too much head turn, and we'll move up for a little more close up of what's going on here.